CIG has suspended over 600 accounts involved in exploits. And we're going to go into the 3.23.1 exploits that they're trying to cover. So I'm not going to detail how to do them, but there's a couple different ones. The most common one was being able to sell your cargo twice. And that one was by far the largest, most expensive one for the community, because many folks, including friends of mine, workmates of mine, folks I talk with, they express the frustration with people taking the RMC and doubling their value on it and basically cheating the system, essentially frustrating them that there's all this item duping, because they know that there's going to have to be a wipe if there's no other solution. That's what they've done in the past. This is a new tactic for CIG and something that many other companies have already done. Developers often will swoop in, suspend the accounts that have done it, and get rid of the illegally made exploitive material. So in this case, it's the in-game resource AUEC. Now, we've seen some other exploits in there. So these are bug fix notes from .1a PTU patches. And one example was being able to quickly run a salvage mission by just flying the ship out of the mission area and getting payouts. This was an issue we've seen in the past, and now it was back again. And also, people were literally ripping size 5 repeaters off of the Idris. So the Idrises would show up for missions, and people were just stripping them down that are worth a lot of money. Now, if we take a look at the patch notes, the last time we saw exploits mentioned in the patch notes, the last .1a PTU build that said this was on June 3rd. And then by just a couple days later, 3 days later, we saw patch notes that were saying that the focus of the testing and the focus of what they're working on did not mention exploits. So it suggests to me around June 3rd, they were confident that their exploits, or right after that, I should say, they were confident that they were on the right track to get rid of these things. And that kind of leads me into something that I think is frustrating for many backers. Is this yet another sale? We have Alien Week now, and many folks are kind of looking at the horizon going, where's .2? Where's .2? Where's .2? I think that .1a fixing a lot of the exploits was a necessary step. I think CIG should have communicated this better. It almost feels like they just kind of lucked into having this additional runway to try to fix Xenothreat, but at the same time they could quietly put a lot of resources into hunting down the exploiters, documenting the exploits, and then patching the exploits. So by the time .1a is out the door, we will see basically those results of what they've been doing quietly in the background. And once again, if there was a little more communication, it probably would be good, but we're now leading in to .1a as going live. So, we have a Thursday night release of .1a live, and that means that these exploits are done, over with, and out the door. And of course, if you see anything, if you ever have issues in the future, don't hesitate to report them to the Issue Council, create a petition with CIG if it's something egregious, and remember, they want to see a thriving economy just as much as the players do. And we sure as heck don't want to see wipes every 5 seconds. So I feel like the .1a patch going out the door, having a nice live patch to wrap things up with, is a great timing for everyone to get a little more confidence back into the game, that their efforts are not worthless. Your time spent in live server, you will start seeing progress, and if there is a wipe, it's only once in a blue moon, etc. So characters on the .1a patch live, just to cover my bases so I don't get accused of anything, long-term persistence has been continued, and data that involves smaller things like consumables, ammo, and any projects you had running in the refinery, those are lost, but you still keep your progress. And once again, the people that were duping, at least probably the most egregious ones, appear to have had hundreds of them suspended, over 600 accounts suspended per CIG. And I want to commend them on this, if only just note, as an improvement thing, to consider having better communication with the community, and not pound the Xeno threat and jump town drums so loudly, and hit on the what you're doing good. Hey, we're working on these exploits. And I think as well, it would send a clear message to those exploiting to back off, less this is it. And that's what I think the long-term message here is now that we've set this precedent of hundreds and hundreds of backers, and we have yet to see the people having rages, but I'm sure in our Star Citizen, our SE refunds on Spectrum before they get deleted, I'm sure we'll see quite a lot. Well, not on Spectrum because they're suspended, but until they come back, when they're allowed to come back, I'm sure we'll start hearing some anecdotal evidence, one and two type accounts about how it went down, how long the suspensions were, what type of accounts were impacted. I strongly suspect that many were in concierge or near that. That have multiple, at the very least, own multiple ships, because a lot of the most active membership, in my experience, I've seen a gulf of people where it's just, hey, I own an Avenger and I like flying around with it and I'm just hanging out with everybody, and then the other flip side of it is I own every ship in the game or something, and there's often a huge gulf between those two groups. You know, the one that owns multiple ships, and some of them tend to be larger, and then the other group, and I define it like to me, like a Connie is a serious size ship, especially when we start talking about multi-crew that we can do now. So people that own that size of ship, a large class ship or two, and then a few small ships at the minimum, and then on the other end of the spectrum, you have, you know, the guy or gal grinding out with like a single ship, a tiny ship that's in a small class or something, and there's often nothing in between. So it'd be very interesting to see what happens with the people that have a huge amount of ships and equipment in the game, both earned in game and of course purchased in the site store. So that's all I got for now. Enjoy .1a live. Try to actually give it a chance. I know everybody's dying to get .2. I am too. As soon as it's in the PTU, I will gladly be testing it and I'll be diving into it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get into the action that is this brand new patch and the events involved with it. And the other thing I wanted to mention is don't forget to get your free Alien Week challenge coin. So the code, if you need some hints, I'll answer them in the comments. I don't know if I should just say it outright, but I'm sure every single Discord's already told you the answer anyway. But just don't forget to go into the Alien Week page, not the sale page, it's the intro page, and type in that code. It's five letters, if that helps you a little bit decoding it, and I'll leave it at that. Like I said, I will gladly give you more hints if you need them in the comments. All right, thank you to my long-term subscribers. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and enjoy .1a live. Enjoy it. Take care.